you recognise this? I certainly hope so. It's a Big W radio cassette. I produce these each week. I'm Brian Pickering. Today we're going to take you inside the studio where these cassettes are produced. We'll show you how we make the program, how they're duplicated, and hopefully we'll show you how you can best get use out of these cassettes in your stores. Each week we choose the music that you'll hear in Big W and try and put it into some sensible kind of order. Then, after our briefing at Big W's head office, we write the commercials and news items for that week's show.
And the magic word is Fantasyland, and Fantasyland.
This is our announcer. He records the scripts or commercials each week, and we put all his segments onto this recorder, play in the music, and follow the format we've designed so that Big W sounds a little bit like a normal radio station, but tailored just for Big W customers. After we've finished putting all these elements together, we then make a high-speed cassette master tape from which your in-store copies will be made. This is where we adjust the music down and the voice up so that the commercials stand out. After all, that's why we're here. In here, the commercials are duplicated, both sides at once. Then all the cassettes are spot-checked, labelled and dispatched to you. So that's how it's done. Now let's have a look how we can make it sound great in-store. Of course, each store will have a different amplifier, cassette player, they'll have different traffic volumes, but there are a few basic points to keep in mind. The first one is to keep your heads clean. First, buy yourself some cotton buds. Next, get some alcohol from the chemist. I've actually filled up a little film container here. You'll probably buy it in a 50ml bottle. What we're going to do is actually clean the heads of the cassette recorder. The heads, of course, are the most important part of the cassette recorder, where the sound emanates from. Basically, it's picked up from the tape. Get a little bit of alcohol onto the cotton bud, open up the lid and take any cassettes out, and inside you'll see a little silver piece of metal. Just clean around that area. I think it'll be pretty obvious which are the heads. If you're not sure, ask someone in the audio department, hi-fi department, they'll help you. Don't put too much alcohol on there. Get off any dirt that may be inside and let it dry before you put in the cassette. So, we've cleaned our heads, we've waited the mandatory minute till they've dried, pop in the cassette and press the play button. Turn your volume up to where you would normally have it and just listen. The cassette generally starts off with "Hello and welcome to Big W Radio." As you know, Radio Big W comprises two elements, music and voice. In normal radio programming, the music and voice are at about the same level. In Radio Big W, we've moved the music down in level and kept the voice at a fairly high level. This is to ensure that customers don't get turned off or annoyed by the music, but can still hear the commercials and what we have to say. Consequently, you should judge the in-store level of Radio Big W by how loud the voice sounds. You'll no doubt find that first thing Monday morning, a level of around about, let's say, 3, in our example, is quite adequate. In heavier periods during the day or during the week, 5 might be the right level. Judge for yourself. Hopefully I've been able to answer a couple of questions for you about Radio Big W. One last point, however, please don't make PA announcements when our announcer is talking. It's a little hard to hear two people at once, and he may have something important to say too. Remember, clean your cassette heads, play the cassette and listen, adjust the volume by the voice level you hear, and try not to use the PA during Big W radio commercials. They only run 30 seconds or so, and it's not long to wait.